Star Ocean, the last hope for the Xbox 360, is a Japanese RPG from famed Japanese RPG developer Tri-Ace. Now, this is actually the fourth installment in the series and is most likely the last. Now, in this version of Star Ocean, they tried to go for a much deeper storyline and they kind of failed. Um, they try to be very thought provoking into a sci fi element, but it ends up falling flat on its face due to there's so many better games out there, sci-fi games that have a much richer and deeper storyline like Mass Effect. Now this one just tries to be a bit too much of a mind fuck and ends up screwing itself, to tell you the truth. The characters not very innovative, they're not very cool. As a matter of fact, the only one I kinda liked was Iramat, and he's just a big badass with a scythe who doesn't say nothing. So of course I liked him. And there are other characters that I fucking hated. Like Limmel, a little girl that says K after every two fucking words. It's really annoying. And the voice acting for the game is, some of them is spot on while others just suffer greatly, and you will probably want to turn their voices off, so thank God they added that feature. Now, one of the best parts always about Star Ocean is the battle system. The story is always taken as came second to the battle system. And the battle system in this one, thankfully, is really, really, really fucking good. It's basically just an extension of the great battle system that came from Star Ocean 3 till the end of time. It's very fast and very hectic, but it's very hard to get into, but once you do, it feels like it's just a second nature, and it's just one of those ones that's very rewarding for the people who will actually put the time in to learn it. And with that said, it does have a really steep learning curve. You probably won't even grasp the concept of the full battle system until about 4 or 5 hours of actually battling. So this is more a game for the hardcore and is really a good fan service to the people who have been invested in Star Ocean over all this time. Now, really the only thing new that they added into the battle system was the blind side, which is pretty much just a glorified counter attack like you would see in Onimusha. Just before they attack you, you just hit a dodge button, you'll get behind them, and you can deliver critical hits and all, and just unleash hell on them. You will see that in the video. It has like a exclamation point and a question mark beside them, and once that's up there, they don't know you're there. You could just unleash hell on them. The other thing that added in was the rush gauge, and the rush gauge, as you take damage and as you deliver damage, it will build up, and once it builds up enough, you can hit the X button and you'll just go berserk. You won't get stunned by any damage, and some of your damage will increase. You'll have higher chance for critical hits, and you can also unleash what's called the rush combo, which you'll see in the video as well. It just goes into a really psychedelic looking combo which you mix and match with other teammates. It's really good, but it's not necessary, but it will be against some of the later bosses, and that's about all I would say about it. It's just one of the more advanced things that the advanced users will use. The game does suffer a lot from its terrible, terrible dungeon design. It throws a lot of things into the mix just to throw on time to the game, which I really don't appreciate, really. They will get you in a dungeon and stick stupid puzzles in there and make it almost be about 1.5 hours to 2 hours from a save point, which, if you don't want to invest that much time into it at the moment, it gets really, really, really fucking annoying. And with that said, I find it hard to recommend this version of Star Ocean, even though it's a new story and on a new next-gen console. I still liked it overall on the PS2 with Star Ocean till the end of time. That's not to say this game's bad. It is a good game. It's just not quite as rich and as deep as previous installments. Now, they did bring back the really, really famous item creation that they've been known for since the beginning of the series, and it's as rich and as deep as ever. And one thing they really did improve was that in Star Ocean Till the End of Time, it was just very, very hard to get into because it was just too deep, and a lot of people were straying away from it just because they did not understand it. You probably had to read the whole fucking manual in the last game to understand item creation. They dumbed it down, made it really simple, and it has the same addicting value that you would get out of a game like Diablo 2. You're constantly working to get your better equipment, and I really like that. Now, one of the things that probably my biggest gripe about this fucking game was later on in the game, every time you want to go to a different planet or something, you have to switch fucking disc. Every fucking time. It gets really old. I mean, honestly, if I wanted to get up out of my nice comfy chair and go to switch a fucking disc just to go to a different planet, I'd play fucking Wii Fit, because that's the same effort that I'm putting into this bullshit. In the audio front in this game, it's it's just okay. I wouldn't say anything more. The voices get annoying, as I said, and it's just nothing amazing. That's all for that. The game does have nice replay value for it. Once the main story's over, you'll probably beat it in about 40 hours. There is 2 alternate dungeons that you can partake in. Both are really hard, very challenging, and you will really have to prep yourself to give it a good go. So this game is for the hardcore. It's decent enough fan service, and I can only really recommend it to those who are looking for a good action Japanese RPG. Anybody else, just kind of save your time, really, because you'll be putting in about a total of 80 hours plus if you try to do everything. So there's just better Japanese RPGs out there for this generation. I would suggest picking up either Eternal Sonata or Lost Odyssey, because I did have more fun with both of those games. Anyways, that's all I got for this review, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks.